All right. So you may hear background noises and people entering the room. That's just what's gonna be in the video. Hello, hi, Imani here. I don't know what to name my channel. Like, I put love with Imani because, it's like a core value of mine. But I haven't been live in a while. I hope anyone who watches this is doing well. Hope you guys are doing good. You guys are doing great. Um, September 7th. So, I'd like had a amazing awakening or realization this September. Like, I've been going about my days in life just living. But it isn't until you get like this mind blowing epiphany or a realization of the patterns that you follow. The truth is, in life, you know, we heal, we heal, and we heal, but we're never going to be fully healed forever. It's like a constant journey of healing. We think that we healed, and then there's something else to heal, and then there's something else. We can definitely enjoy where we are in life actively, but I just realized that I'm literally not like everyone else. And, you know, every year I come to that realization like, oh my God, I'm really not like everyone else. And I'm not better than anyone. And I always say this, like, I'm not better than anyone. I don't think anyone's better than me. Well, people are better than me in certain things, but on a self-esteem level, like on a self-love level, like I don't really look at anyone and I want to be them. I'd rather be me. And that definitely takes years to cultivate. Um, but either way, um, there's just this awareness of patterns that you become aware of, right? This awareness of patterns. There's just these patterns that you become aware of, is what I'm trying to say. And they shift your whole perspective of how you've been living life. Like me, I used to feel like everything was going wrong, but I would just lie to myself that everything was going well. I would kind of trick my body into feeling good, but actually my body wasn't feeling good, but my brain was feeling good. I don't know how to explain it. I was numb physically, but I was feeling good in the brain. My body was not okay. That would make sense. I did go live earlier this year talking about pain in the heart. I was like, oh my God, I was going to the hospital, XYZ, and um, I was having pain in my heart. And that was only because the universe will guide you. Hold on. All right. So earlier this year, around January, February, March, and a little bit of last year, like the late last year to early this year, I was having heart pains and I was going to the hospital, and I couldn't really pinpoint what it was because the doctors were telling me that it was nothing. Um, so I was like, okay, it's all in my head. But actually, it wasn't in my head. It was in my heart. It was actually in my heart. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have a heart attack. That's how it felt. But in actuality, it's because I wasn't living through 333. It's because I wasn't living through my heart space. Like God or the universe was shifting me to make decisions from the heart, and I was not listening. I'm so used to making head decisions like, okay, what makes sense? That's what I'm going to do. That's how I live my life. What makes sense to me? Like, okay, X A plus the A B equal, stuff like that. I don't know how to like create like an equation right now, but you get what I'm trying to say. I tried to make sense of things, but some choices in life are not supposed to make logical sense, and it took me a while to get there. Once I turned 25, everything changed. I started to understand, oh my gosh, the way I've been living was not the best way for me to live. People tell you need to do things a certain way, but that works for them. You throughout life, through trial and error, you're gonna have to find out what works for you. You do not have to follow the same steps to get to a destination as someone else to get to that destination. You don't have to follow their footsteps. You don't. Sometimes the universe wants you to pave your own way, and it will be difficult and it will be challenging. And there will be blockages if you try to walk the same path as someone else. There will be blockages. Some of us cannot afford a detour. Some of us cannot afford to take another path. We have to take the straight road. There are really minute, deep, slight shifts that you can make, but there's this vital pull. There's the strong pull to where you need to go, what your next step is. And if you do not do it, you will try something else and it will lead you right to where you were before. God has a way of leading us down roads that we don't have faith in, but they work out in the end because that it's with God. Just because we can't see the vision doesn't mean it doesn't. Ooh. We only have access to certain. Uh, we only get access to seeing as far as we are like allowed to. I would say. So I am going to do something very new and um start this new like challenge, or just start something about like making heart-based decisions. A lot of us do not make heart-based decisions because we're not taught to. We're taught that you have to go to one, two, three. I always say this: step one, step two. But some of us, there are no steps. It's just follow your feelings. It does not make sense, but this is the path to the divine feminine. Your emotions and your feelings and what you love. This is the feminine path. And the masculine will not understand. Those who operate in masculine energy or are masculine physically probably won't understand your way of movement on this planet because they do not embody the feminine to understand it. And they're not in tuned enough with their own emotions and emotional body to understand that the spiritual world is very feminine, and to live that way will look very crazy to the logical mind. So I learned that, especially in relationships, it is good and it's okay. I've had to learn it is safe to make decisions from the heart. It is safe. Through relationships, we learn that it is unsafe to love, unsafe to open up your heart, unsafe to feel and follow that feeling. And I've learned that, hey, it's okay. Like I used to get oh, it's still my trigger. I just, when I get triggered, I'm like defense. I have to go in defensive mode. And that's not always the case because your heart will, if you feel your heart, you'll start to realize when it's okay to open up. Your heart will literally, oh my God. I forgot what I was saying. um, I think I was just saying that it was safe to make decisions from the heart, and if it feels good, I completely lost my train of thought. Either way, we have to like learn how to release or put down those walls that we put up from negative experiences. And it definitely is not going to happen overnight. You're going to have to actively take the steps that you need to do in order to allow yourself to learn how to trust again. Trust is not something that's going to fall out the sky. You're going to have to actively make decisions that help you regain it. Not only in that person, but in yourself to allow them into your heart space. Through experiencing life, we gain wisdom. And I've learned that like a reciprocal energy exchange is what the heart wants. It doesn't want to be taken advantage of. It doesn't want to take. It'll become blocked. It doesn't want to give. It wants to be blocked. It wants a mutual give and take, whatever that looks like to you or whatever it feels good to you, without fear living there, without um, being scared or worry. Those things don't live in your heart space when it comes to reciprocal relationships, platonic or romantic, because the heart space is even active in friendships. Like romantic relationships are not the only relationships where your heart chakra is involved. With family, it's involved with, you know, even with like your pets. How freely we give love to our animals because we trust them and we have that emotional bond with them. So that sort of trust, you some of it feels impossible, but I'm sure there are some people who feel that sort of trust with people that they're in relationships with platonically and romantically, especially romantically. That I'm sure that's the goal for women. We really want to experience that, but because there's so many people who are scared just like yourself, we just trigger each other. I can't trust you, you can't trust me. Now we're both on defense, and then you're just reliving that same trauma and belief that people don't love for real and they just want something from you and they just here to use you, and all these fears come up once again. But as you truly open the heart chakra, you start to meet people who are like you at your core, who actually operate through love. Yes, you have your standards, but love is safe to base your relationship on. And people need to bring that back, honestly. When you claim you're rich in spirit, you won't seek just money. You want someone else that is rich in spirit. And because you have money, it does not make you spiritually rich. And because you are spiritually rich, you do not need to be broke or poor in the physical realms. You can actually just have it all. But opening your heart is where it starts. I think you have to allow yourself to be provided for from the universe. Once you declare that you are worthy, you declare and you feel in your heart that you are worthy and you're open to good things, it will start to show up in your daily life. You won't have to ask anyone for a dime because it will find you. Money will begin to find you when you open up that heart chakra, that feminine energy of receiving. The universe will start to supply you with everything you need. And actually, a lot of us have everything we need internally to get where we need to go. We have it all. We just have to realize that we have it all. You are limitless. God made you exactly the way you were supposed to be made. And you have the capabilities of attracting exactly what you want and need and deserve. you have to really feel it first. Feel it. You have to feel it. Like I have sudden visions of like a horse, like a seem like a horse hmm, and like a field and like a red saddle or something like that. I'm seeing something. Anyways, sorry. Oops. um yeah. This is something that is like I feel like this is like my life mission thing. I always felt like well then again I do have a Leo, a lot of Leo on my chart, so making heart-based decisions seem to be something that God has created me to do. So I'm making bracelets and I might go and give them out and spread the love because it doesn't not everything needs to have a price. Because when you give from the heart, you will always receive back from the heart, and that's a fact. I want to encourage people to not use their brain to make one decision in a relationship, to use their heart to make the decision from your heart space. Give a hug to someone, compliment someone, smile at someone. That's how you share this positive energy. Um, and I guess I'm gonna run with that. So I named myself Imani with love, realizing that my decision to not trust and um, continue this pattern of closing myself off is why I am the reason for my suffering. We are always the reason, well, not always, but most of the times we cause our own suffering. Not all the time, but I would say, I don't want to give it a percentage, but sometimes we are the reason for our own suffering. You pray for something, you get it, and then you just self sabotage because you actually didn't feel worthy of it in the first place. So you just keep praying and getting it, and then you don't hold on to it because you don't actually feel worthy. You didn't do the work for it internally. People think that working to get money is the only work that you must do, and that is far from the truth. You can get a great position at your job, but if you don't feel worthy of it, if you don't put the work in, you may just lose that spot. You want to raise, but you can't because you did not work to actually get to where you are. I want to say the work situation is a little tricky because the system is a little tricky. You don't even have to be have integrity to have money. So it's kind of touchy subject right there. But when it comes to being lucky, it's usually because of I think it's that heart, it's that feminine and that heart chakra, and putting good intentions out there and being the best version of yourself, having the best intentions for whatever you do. That's where the luck comes in. It's not that people are lucky. People just know when it's time to use the heart and when it's time to use the mind. And the heart can bring huge blessings that your brain can't even fathom. So, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's me. It's me. I love the song. I don't really love the song, but I like you know, the lyrics. The problem is me. And only through isolation, because I'm very introverted, do I come to these realizations. Oh my God, it was me all along. It's crazy. I like find myself in situations that I didn't even want to be in. Like, why am I like force myself to be in places that I don't want to be when I could have just spoke up and said, hey, I don't like this. Just be just 100% honest. But I thought about how people felt, how I looked, how, all these things, when it just be like, how do I feel? And being honest about it. So simple. Acting through the heart and being authentic to who I truly am and how I truly feel about things. It's safe to be the self. Anyways, I'm ending it here. If you listen to this, great job. Thank you. Um, but please, if you take anything from this, make one decision today, tomorrow, any day of the month or week to make a decision from your heart and follow it, that little inkling, and see where it takes you. It doesn't have to be a big choice. You can start very small. Like help somebody out with their groceries, pay for this, and see how it makes you feel for that day. And how it helps that other person too. So share the love. I'll be sharing the love tomorrow with my rose quartz bracelet. So have a good night and take care. Bye.